Hey guys, what's up? This is GaLm, and welcome to the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. This is a Let's Play that I've technically done in the past. I did a Let's Play of the original Stanley Parable back in 2013, but this is an updated version of the game with a bit more content and also a little bit of updated visuals as well. And I really enjoyed the Stanley Parable. And since I haven't played it in so long, it's been almost a decade after all, I really don't remember a lot of it. So even just going through the whole game again, it'll just be a nice, refreshing experience. So, alright, let's get into the office life of Stanley.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time.
Oh,
But
yeah?
as he came to his wits
damn.
and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
But what if I just don't touch anything? You said I was frozen in place, too stunned to think about what was going on in the world. Oh my god, my people are missing. Okay, I could probably do a little bit looking around, a little bit around. So this is the Stanley Parable, a game where we're going to have the narrator talking about Stanley's life. And there's going to be a whole lot of different events that can happen as we do shenanigans around the office or wherever we might end up. I can mess with the phone, but I can't mess with the computer. Oh, what the... I can, like, mess with everything but the computer. Weird. Alright, fine. I'm out of the office. We're checking things out. There's no one around.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Partition Corp. Providing partitions for 56 years. Oh, my lord. Who farted? Oh. Well, I didn't mean to do that. I hope they saved their work, because I certainly didn't do that for them. I can't enter.
Stanley went
these
around
rooms.
touching every little thing in the office, but
Hey.
it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Don't judge me. I was trying to see if the doors worked. That's not touching absolutely everything. So which room is the meeting room? Over here? It's spacious, but it doesn't really look like a meeting room. Oh. I can't read it. I can't read it. If only I had Zoomify vision. Turning it off. Saving a little bit of energy for, the workplace. They'll thank me. They'll think that I'm an innovator, and then they'll say I can push more
Stanley came to a
buttons.
set of 2 open doors. He entered the door on his left.
Yeah, sure, let's go left. I don't need to be a contrarian yet. Oh, that one's bright. So what's going on in the meeting room?
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Tips for not getting
Feeling
fired.
a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Wait, go back. I didn't get the first one. How to solve a dispute with a coworker. Let it ball up inside you. Take it out passive-aggressively on other coworkers. Oh, damn, I missed the last step. Using slides to assure employees that everything is okay. Make sure your slide has a slick blue graphic on the header, and throw some bevel on all the text. Fuck! Everyone is unique. You most of all. Whoa! Okay, sorry. That scared me. So this game has a, this game has a one-handed mode, where if you pressed left and right on the mouse, you can, well, play one-handed. You can move forward with that. And I didn't mean to do that, so I thought I, like, accidentally activated the zoom, but in reality I just slammed Stanley's face onto this. Please, no more charts, I'm begging. On your boss appreciation minute worksheet, circle the top 20 things you love most about your boss. Fill out in triplicate and return to your boss appreciation specialist. They have one of those? Solving interpersonal conflict. If you ever find yourself in a conflict with another diligent employee like yourself, but more inclined toward conflict, unless you're the kind of person who initiates conflict, why did we hire you? Oh shit. What do these say? What do people want? Things! Happy feelings! Violet James, you're fired? Money! More money! Things, but with money to buy more things? Graphs! Graphs about things plus money. We have our new product! The stock market is somewhere here, colored in segments. Stripes. Requires more secondary research. Target demographic teenagers. What is hot? Alright. Bi-quarterly post review. We need... Does that say more? Oh, more/less reviews. 402 plus 405 want to get rid of the death sport portion in the primary review schedule. What? Who wants to get rid of the death sport? It's fun. But I think that's a stupid idea. More water coolers. More water cooler heaters. Charts need to be more hip to appeal to teenage demographics. Find teenagers to put in teenage demographic. Big Nat? Some sort of child trap? I don't know, dude. Just put up some fancy movies and some video games or something. You'll get them. Throw something in the ideas bin. Do we have one? Not so far. All right. Ooh. The broom closet. Oh.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Yeah, I could do that. I was just checking it out. That definitely, like, my subconscious memory of that room. That room's definitely...
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
That room's definitely changed a little bit visually. You know, everything's gotten a little bit of the update. But because I haven't played in so long, I don't know what has or hasn't gotten an update. Executive bathroom? Whoa. I've got the feeling. Money's for stealing. But not yours, of course. Say, that's a lovely purse. Who wrote that on the wall here? In the executive bathroom with our prime carpet and long walk over to the sink. It's spacious, though. Executive bathrooms. God, I wish I could just, like, lean. This would be a perfect VR game. Like, lean in and, like, read things. Yeah, alright, that's fine. The beige pages. Boss? You've got a big room, boss.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Of course. So I couldn't ever actually put in the number and figure it out for ourselves because, I didn't know that. That's something that,
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs, trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845. 2845.
How about 0451? Damn, crazy. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, 3.
Forgot, but it turns out that the panel's emergency override kicked in, and the door just opened all by itself. And Stanley got the hell along with the story. Well, whoop-de-doo.
He got tired of it. He did. Wait, I can do it right. I swear. 2, 8, 4, 5. Hey! I did it! I did it. Alright, what kind of terrible, dark secret is being hidden down there? Ooh, a loading screen, God.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar.
Yeah?
It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Well, I guess... Oh, wait! No! Go back down!
Nope. Never mind. Stanley actually got back into the elevator and went back up. Silly me.
I didn't mean to!
When did Stanley do that? When he knew that it would just lead back to his boss's office? Well, that's a great question. I just can't wait to find out.
Maybe there's gonna be something new up there. I must have forgotten
something.
something.
Here we are, Stanley. It's your boss's office. Exactly the way it was before you got onto the elevator. It's still just exactly what it is. What a decision you've made to come up here and look at the office again. This has fleshed out the plot of the story in new and fascinating ways I could have never anticipated. It's that keen eye for storytelling that you have, an incisive rapid fire of critical plot points, one after the other, weaving a rich tapestry of uncompromising narrative. Wow!
Yeah, hell yeah!
I'm bolted to the edge of my seat.
Yeah! 2, 4, 8, 5. Was it... Why is the code wrong now? I feel like maybe I actually can find out a code and come back up here and trigger something else. But yes, yes, yes. I'll head back down.
Now he's getting back into the elevator and going down again. Ladies and gentlemen, how does he keep coming up with all of this?
He's so mean. He's so mean. Oh, I don't even get to ride the whole way down. What if I go back up?
Did you think we were going to go forward down the spooky corridor? No. It's time once again to go back up in the elevator. I can't even begin to grapple with what might be up there. Is it the boss's office again? Or what if it's the boss's office this time? The suspense is killing me.
I don't remember him being this mean. But I also don't remember if I did this before. Oh,
oh my god. It's the boss's office. This absolutely changes everything for me. Give me a time out here for a minute while I process this.
Oh! Oh my god!
Okay, I'm ready. I'm prepared to embrace this stunning revelation and to move forward with... No! No, wait! No! I need more time to process.
Alright, yeah, go for it. Let's do it. Woo! It is
All
very
right.
important.
I have fully come to terms with it. I have made space in my worldview for this astonishing new reality. As before, I turn to your expert eye for gripping narrative, Master Stanley.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And now, I will do something unforeseen. I will go down the elevator.
Going back down in the elevator. How did I not anticipate it? I mean, sure, now it's obvious, but you have to understand that 30 seconds ago, this kind of thing had never been attempted before. I had no frame of reference to even anticipate it. That's just how revelatory Stanley's decision-making is. A breath of fresh air in a landscape of storytelling that has grown stale and repetitive.
Yeah, I'm a master at storytelling. Hee 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 hee. One more time. One last time. He doesn't react the same. He's like, nope. Not even justified.
You know what? I've just thought of something. Hold on, let's stop for a moment. Don't you realize? It's the anticipation, Stanley. You and I, we have no way of knowing what will be at the top of this elevator. But the suspense, the agony of waiting and anticipating and having to guess, that's the real thrill.
Yeah,
Oh, I simply don't want to let that feeling go. It's so precious, so fleeting.
you're right.
Why don't we take this elevator ride nice and slow?
Oh, yeah.
There we go. Isn't this so much more exciting? You know, Stanley, it seems like nowadays the only thing that audiences want is to be shocked as loudly and frequently as possible. They want big, explosive moments flung right in their faces from the very moment that things get started.
Yeah.
Where's the tension? Where's the trust in the audience to build a slow and nuanced appreciation for the story, the characters?
There's none,
Why
man.
aren't we given time to imagine the surprises? To have to think and to anticipate and then to marvel at the eventual reveal.
Right.
This is storytelling.
All movies should be
Stanley.
6 hours.
What you and I are doing right now. This is the most exciting narrative to be developed in years. And it's really all because of you. You're the one who took this bold step of revisiting the exact same locations over and over. Truly, I mean it. This is unique and different. It's not like anything else out there. You see, I want stories that surprise me, Stanley. I want to have to think. I want to be engaged and not pandered to. We're being fed such unimaginative drivel all the time, and we all know it. Which is why we're so starved for content.
You couldn't have predicted what just happened, narrator.
Vital and alive. That's why people like you so much, Stanley. Because you're not afraid to spit in the face of tradition. You're a role model, you know? People look up to you.
Yeah.
Which is why... Oh, I didn't know when to spring this on you, but, well, I've gathered a little press conference for you so that you can talk about your work and your storytelling and your life. Yes, I know you're not much for the public eye, but I thought it would especially mean a lot to the people who have been following you from the beginning.
Really?
They
Wow.
really look up to you, Stanley.
Yeah, I'm
I don't
down.
know if you realize the impact you have on them.
Aw, thank
This is
you.
the kind of gesture that might leave a tremendous impact on them for the better. Oh, good, we're here.
Oh my god. This isn't the boss's office at all.
Okay, the room where we're holding the press conference should be just around the corner here somewhere.
Oh my god. World's healthiest human being. All tricks revealed. How he did it. The pyramids. Live. The guy who went to Mars. And then we have this. All eyes on Stanley. Live on stage. Whoa. An evening with world peace, baby.
Ah, yes, here it is, just through this door.
The storyteller, Stanley reveals all in his new book. I wrote a book? Hell yeah. The man, the process, the myth, the legend, the parable, Stanley from the Stanley Parable. Yeah. A Q&A with the world's first sentient machine. How do you feel about being just an arm? Doing great. A conversation with Alexander the Great.
All right, Are you ready? I've told them you're going to speak a little bit about the nature of surprise in storytelling and what it means to craft a truly unpredictable narrative. Oh, don't worry. You'll do great. Just be yourself and speak from the heart. I'm really proud of you, Stanley.
Thank you.
Okay, it looks like they're ready for you. Go get them.
Oh, congratulations, Stanley. Remember where you came from. Your coworkers. I don't know where you guys went, though. Up again, down again. The Stanley story. Break a leg, champ. Your boss. I love the way you ride elevators. Thanks for showing me that cool skateboard trick in the parking lot. You are too cool. Good luck on stage. Rock on. No one tells stories the way you do. Go get 'em, Tiger. Stanley, my true love for you grows every day. You make me feel alive. Your wife. From the apartment ending. From the apartment ending. All right. Let's go. Oh. An audience with the dude who came with pizza? Oh, yeah, they came up with pizza. I'm down for that. Did he bring the pizza here on the stage? Yeah! Hey, everybody! Hey, how's it going? Oh, my God. Yeah, I know. Oh, crazy. I went up and down, and you never expect it, right? Like, usually you expect the story to just get on with it. But instead, look at where we are now. Oh, was that? That was an ending. That was a full-on ending.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Yeah, right. I'll play along.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
But I have to remember one of my favorite endings.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
What? I was just gonna go down the elevator and continue on, man. This isn't that calming.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Oh, all right, yeah, sure. Let's go see what kind of crazy things we've got in the follow the narrator ending. I want the real secret. Whoa. As to where my co-workers have gone.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Escape. Mind control facility. Huh. That's a pretty big button. The narrator didn't say anything about pressing the button, though, so, like, you know, I technically... Maybe Stanley didn't press it at all. Maybe Stanley just leaves. Ah, shit. Alright, the door's closed. I'll press your big, giant, ideal light bulb button.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
I do. I press buttons for a living. Both as Stanley and both as me. I can do this.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Is he gonna go back? That guy got fired. 427. It does show my office. Who's got the glowing green radiation box? 459. Jeez. And what happened to employee 234? Why is there like thing marked out, huh?
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
It would make sense.
No.
Oh.
He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it.
You're right,
His
no
own
way.
life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
I guess we're gonna find out.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Wow. How do I do that? Facility power, maybe? Maybe the button up there lets us destroy everything. Giant self-destruct button? Nope, no, I can't go up there currently. We have to destroy the mind control system even though it's offline already. So somebody stopped it. Okay. There's a bunch of numbers around the room. We've seen 5 and 3. Here's 1 and 2. These currently don't do anything. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 5. Where's 4? Maybe 4 is up there. Ooh. Spooky room.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Oh! I did it! I am Stanley, and my mind.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty.
My mind is my own.
Was it over? Yes. He had won.
Wow.
He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his.
Wow.
And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
All right. But what about I am still worried about my other
Stanley
employees.
felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Wow. Except I'm not. Beat the game. Get your first achievement. Woo! We still have things to figure out.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Time to become a complete contrarian. New content. What?
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
Yeah, new content. What's new? What's there? Question mark? Oh. Is this going to be like a little...
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Yeah!
As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers.
Yeah,
After
I played
receiving
that.
critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers.
That's what I'm on right now.
The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over.
I like that.
Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
I am too. Where's this gonna go?
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
Yeah. You know, it's just a little loading screen on the way to a new place.
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh,
there we go. All right.
Finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
Yeah! Let's see what kind of new stuff we've got. Narrator, you're a part of this too, so you know, better read your scripts.
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
Yeah. Cut it. Oh. Huh? The jump circle?
All right, let's see. It's the jump circle?
Oh, I can jump! Yeah! Jump! Oh, this is unprecedented! The ability to hop? Mad hops all over for the Stanley! Hell yeah! This is crazy! Unprecedented content, man! Aww. I can't jump anymore. I used it all up. This has to be a metaphor about how not all good things will last.
Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
Yeah. We'll just ride this other elevator.
Goodness. Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh wait, there's more. Very good. Yes, I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
Yeah, let's see what we've got. Also, you couldn't count to 30 trillion without, like, computer help. Man, it would be impossible. It would take thousands of years. Wait, what? Thank you for enjoying the new content.
It? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says Test achievement, please ignore. What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations.
No!
If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always.
Okay.
What do you say, friend?
Do it up! They baited me. Wait. This is different. Hold up. Wait. This isn't what my room usually... Oh!
Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
I just got here, man. This place is new. Kind of, I guess.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be.
Okay.
So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look.
Whoa. You built a shrine to the Stanley Parable? Whoa.
I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
Wow. Wow, that's pretty good, buddy. Yeah, let's check this out. I'd love a thing like this for myself, too. Especially because I've got a pretty bad memory overall.
You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013, when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
Yeah, you know, I've got recording of me playing the Stanley Parable back then. I don't have a recording of me playing the Stanley Parable demo before the full game came out, but you know, that's whatever. Our first kiss, my first car, the release of the Stanley Parable in 2013. What does this say? The Memory Zone temp. Oh. A Mozilla Firefox start page. I haven't used Firefox in years. The Stanley Parable. Buy on Steam or download the demo. What's this about? Linguists identify 15,000-year-old ultra-conserved words. 24 words whose sound and meaning have survived the past 15,000 years. 6 components of a great corporate culture. John Coleman, Harvard Business Review. I feel like that's legitimate, just shit they didn't clip out of that image. You got some music here, smile because it happened. Yeah, you know, I really enjoyed it. The Stanley Parable demonstration. Ah, lovely stuff. Go outside, don't play for 5 years. I still have to unlock that. Unachievable. It's impossible to get this achievement. You know, it is possible to get that achievement. 5% of Stanley Parable owners have it. I don't. Don't know what means you would unlock the achievement. No, sir, I don't know anything about that. Development team nominee, British Academy Award. Oh, how many awards did y'all get? That's so nice. Debut game, story. Really? Okay. Stanley Parable deals tough choices. In loving memory, little Stanley. Aww. That little hamster. Aww. Can I go around this? I want to chill on the bench. Oh my god.
sous la pluie de l'eau et je n'attends plus que toi, mon amour. C'est là dans la mémorise.
Anyways, I can totally get that achievement for not playing for 5 years. It's been 9 years for me, right? Yeah, 2013 to 2022.
Je me souviens de la sortie de Stanley Parable.
Parable. Wait, did she say Stanley Parable in French? Which is Stanley Parable?
Un très bon jeu vidéo. Du moins après les journaux.
If I go inside, does it cut off music?
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable.
It does.
Like this stunning triumph of games journalism. 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created.
Hell
That's
yeah.
how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing.
No,
It's no games
no.
at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore.
Oh,
It's
come
just
on.
a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
Oh, narrator, no, come on. Look, the original game still stands, and this has, I'm sure, most, if not all, of the original game in there as well. And, you know, I didn't even know that Sterling appreciated the game that much. Bless their heart. All right. Wait, hold on. Let me actually read this review. Don't read any reviews except this one. How do you review a game like the Stanley Parable? Describe any one part of it is to risk its ruination. To detail what it has to say about game design, the illusion of choice, and the psychology of the gamer is to tell you too much. Comparisons, too, are going to be woefully inadequate. Perhaps its closest cousin would be Dear Esther, but where Dear Esther wastes the form of interactive entertainment, ooh, scathing, Stanley Parable uses and then subverts it. Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created. Even so, holding the game to the standards of any other title is simply not going to be correct. So how do you review what has become known as the Stanley Parable HD? The full-scale reimagining of one of the most intriguing mods available online? How do you discuss it, analyze it, and recommend it? That's quite simple. You don't. You just enjoy it. You go through the experience, or watch someone go through the experience. Picture the person of the year, Stanley. The original remake. What's downstairs? Memory zone maintenance. I can't go in here currently. All right. But it's gonna be all right, narrator. You have the memories.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone, to spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
Repeatable carpet textures ready for your game project. I wonder if that's somewhat legit. Source, SDK, move objects, create levels, graphics. Source engine. People play games because of what they can do inside them, and your game is very good at letting them know they can't do anything. Literally anything.
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back to have it all over again.
The Serious Room 2013. Look, man, we can go back. I guess that door's not open. Maybe it's the maintenance room? Yeah, here we go.
Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here?
I don't know. It's your place. I just kind of end up out here. Oh, is this bad memories?
Oh no. Oh God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor.
Oh.
I haven't looked at these in years.
Oh no.
I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
We'll see. Oh no. Not recommended.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
Look, you know, to be fair, that person had 2.9 hours, and the Stanley Parable is not a long game. So when they said they couldn't play the game to completion, they're a fucking liar. That, or they would eventually go on to play the game after their review. Still, you know, Stanley Parable 1, it's kind of like an hour game. Hour and a half, maybe. They played it, man. They had to have made it to at least some of the endings. Oh gosh. Tensions, the horribleness.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did. But maybe it wasn't. Oh, dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure, like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered.
Hey man, it's just, you can't make everybody happy. You could make the most perfect game in the world for somebody, and another person will say that it's awful. You know, it is just how it is. Some people don't like walking around and having a narrator talk to them. I like it. It is perfectly amusing enough for me, and more than that, really. I love having you as a companion, narrator. Oh no, this one's kind of sunk in the water. Narrator, I don't want to fall in the water just because you read a bad review.
What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
Yeah? Okay. What is your skip button,
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No. The Stanley Parable is a game for the people. And if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get. Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Here, we'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue, and it goes something like this.
the story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once. So now you see, blah 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet. No, until 245. That the logic of elimination working backwards, the deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on for nearly 10,000 years, until just yesterday, here and there, forward and back, and never a moment before lunchtime. It can't be. It's the only thing there is. How many billions left until so much more than forever ago? Which is why I say, the story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably.
All right.
Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not that, of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination and more of a treatise.
Yeah?
Or maybe a manifesto.
I bet they want me to press the skip button again.
I'll outline it for you very briefly, and you can tell me what you think. Okay, so my theory is that any choice you've ever made is simply a series of choices made by the person who you are, or were, or will be at the time of having made said choice.
Yeah?
That is to say, if by articulating a choice you've already made, you bring that choice into being, then by making no choice and saying nothing, are you not simply erecting in the sanctuary of time a monument to every person you've ever been, making every choice to which you've ever given your great gift of mortal and yet timeless thought? Or rather, do all of the choices you've ever made, in fact, make you more not this kind of person, and in fact do the very opposite? You see, it could in fact be both of these things at once.
I can agree with that,
you are both
yeah.
making choices and not making choices, and that they are both affecting you and not affecting you at the same time by virtue of the fact that you both are and are not making them.
Yeah.
Okay, at first, I was leaning towards manifesto, but now I'm going to circle around and slap the treatise label on this one. I think it has much more of a treatise vibe to it. But wouldn't you say that manifesto just has a much grander sort of tone?
God, no.
Mouthfeel that is rich with ambition and history. Ambitious history, if you will. See, now you've gotten me going back to manifesto.
Look, man, this is 2022. You don't want anyone saying manifesto about what you're saying.
I have a method for exactly this sort of situation, and I do find myself in this situation frequently. I'm going to say each word back and forth in repeated succession until I become sick of one or the other, in which case the word I am not sick of shall be the victor. It is an unimpeachable strategy, Stanley. It's rescued me from disaster in countless situations. All right, here we go. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise,
Manifesto. Treatise. Manifesto. Treatise. Manifesto. Treatise. Manifesto. All right.
Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over. Oh, I can't wait to see what Cookie 9 will say about this, and whether they'll edit the rating of their Steam review, or at least change some of the wording, perhaps. To be honest, I don't even know if one can change their review in the first place. I guess I should become better educated on exactly how
You can change your
works.
review.
Perhaps
You can
that
edit
would
it in
have
the
been
future.
smart thing to check on before I went about this whole exercise of making the skip button. Although I have to imagine that after seeing this exciting new technology at work, surely whoever it is runs Steam will instantly run out and implement a new feature to make it possible to edit one's review, merely because of this very situation.
You can already edit your reviews.
I think that's quite likely.
I'm pretty sure I've seen
Or
people
perhaps
say
they'll
like,
simply
oh,
grant
actually now this
particular
game sucks
user
after this
the ability
patch.
to change their review, so that the feature is not widely abused. Look, I would even be okay with Steam altering this particular review so that it reads as something more beneficial. Something along the lines of, this game is the best game. Let me start over. How about this? From the ashes of depravity rises the phoenix of quality. How else to describe the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe? Such a revolutionary step forward in the lineage of one of the most beloved video game properties of all time. The additions and changes made to this expansion will surely resonate in the annals of the history of all media ever made. It is perhaps true to say that no mistakes are forever etched in stone, for the stone into which the Stanley Parable was carved has itself been transmuted, offering a message of hope to those who have ever erred in their judgment. You are not beyond redemption. You may change, and you may become more, so much more than you were before. If there is any message to be taken from the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, it is this. What a fortune, a privilege, a joy it is to have had such an experience. It leaves me hopeful that as a community, as a world, there is time for us to become our greatest selves, as great as we ever could dream of in our wildest, most ambitious visions for a brighter future. Wow. Now, Stanley, that's a review. It's perfect. It's the perfect review. It's the review I've always dreamed of receiving. I have to read it again.
Wrote it down?
It's simply too wonderful. I have to experience it.
Nope.
Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? It's not unendurable by any means, but there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate, I do suggest that we not press the button again. I think the skip button has been aptly demonstrated, and we can say goodbye to it and just... Wait. How do we get out of here? Where did the door go?
Yeah, I'm looking for the door.
Wasn't there a door that led into this room? I do feel quite certain that there was one here before. How else would we have gotten into the room in the first place? I don't think one can enter a room without a door of some sort, or a window or something like that. Do you see a window anywhere? A porthole? A sufficiently large crack in the wall?
If we break that, it might lead us out.
For us to move on and to please step away from the skip button to go anywhere other.
There's also a vent I could try crawling through.
Here before, wasn't there? I swear there was. Where did it go? Can you maybe just ram your way through a wall? Is there any possibility that you could, say, slam your body into the wall until enough damage is done for you to be able to leave? Please, I'll take any option at all. I'm asking you to work with me here. We need a door. We need a door of some kind. I can work with any kind of door, as long as it can open and lead from one room to another. I'm going to step away for just a moment, and I'm going to try to find us a door. I don't know how exactly to remove a door and place it in a different wall, but I will find a way.
Get a sledgehammer or something.
You just need to not do anything. Don't press the skip button. Please, please, please do not press the skip button. Just wait here for me, and don't press the skip button. Got it? Yes, good. I'll be right back.
Yeah, okay, yeah, you know what, you do that, I will conveniently find, like a water bottle, because I've run out of water. I don't think he's gonna come back with a door. Let's press that skip button and crumble the building with time.
Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer, and my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone. I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked every one of those walls 1,000 times, and there's no door, Stanley. There's no door. There's just you and the button, and if you keep pressing it, I have no idea what will happen. I have no idea how long I'll be made to sit here, and more than anything else, I don't know how to stop you from pressing the button again.
Yeah, that is tragic.
I can't control anything in this room, Stanley. I can't touch it, and I have to believe, I have to know that sooner or later, no matter how much I plead with you, you're going to press the button again. Why would you?
Because there's no way out.
Thinking, and I don't know what I can do to convince you otherwise. Oh my God. And it's all because of those reviews. Those reviews that I couldn't get out of my head. I just couldn't ignore the negative feedback. Why was it so important for me to fix the problem? Why did Cookie Nine's opinion matter so much to me? I've never even met Cookie Nine. I have no idea who they are. What would it ever really matter? But here I am. I'm fixating on every tiny negative thing that anyone ever says about me. The merest mention of one of my imperfections, and I become as impetulant as a child. Wild and impulsive. I can't help myself.
It happens,
I
man.
can't stop myself from lashing out with a vengeful fury to alter and to change and to break anything unbroken, if only it pleases this one person who made a single negative comment. What does such an impulse serve? For whose benefit is this? And here I am now, stuck in a room, waiting for you to press this button, and to become frozen in time, knowing that you're going to do it, and that I'm going to be stuck all alone, and that I had the power to prevent it all from happening, if only I'd held my tongue.
I'm sorry,
It's
man.
all out of my control now. Just you. Just your decision as to exactly when you're going to make me suffer, to leave me all alone. Surely you will. I don't doubt it. Surely you'll press that button again, leaving me here. And surely you'll put your own desire to see what's next ahead of my need for company, for companionship. Surely you'll not be moved by my howls of fitful anxiety that you sit with me and just stay here. Oh, no, 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 I know you too well. You'll be leaving me again. Oh, my God. And it's all because of those reviews. Those reviews that I couldn't get out of my head.
Sorry, you're looped. I have to skip.
Stanley, you're back.
Oh,
You're back.
the power's running out.
Goodness, I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time. Just sitting here. Not a single person to speak with.
That's kind of
And you
creepy.
think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking and you saying nothing. Would you think that it's exactly the same as always? Doesn't that feel like what we've already been doing? Me just talking? But it isn't, Stanley. It isn't the same at all. It isn't even close. Because I know you can't hear me once you push that button. That's what I'm realizing now, Stanley. I'm realizing that I needed to know that someone was listening. I needed there to be a vessel through which my words were moving. It was the vessel I needed, Stanley. Not the outcomes, not the story. None of that matters anymore. I'll give it all up. I'll give up every branching path. I'll burn my story to the ground. One single thing I need, and God, I can see now that I need it more than anything, is to know that someone else is taking it in. These words that I'm saying, I need to know you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you,
maybe,
man.
Stanley, maybe, if you can hear me, then maybe it means I'm real. Maybe I'm not just a fiction. Was I scared of that all along? Perhaps, yes. Perhaps I've been scared this whole time, that if I stop speaking, I'll slip backwards into the silence and be consumed by it. I can't be taken by it, Stanley. I can't lose myself in the stretch of emptiness between you and me. When you press that button, you're still right there, but I know you're so tremendously far away. And in those moments, the emptiness folds itself outward in between the two of us, and I am suspended in its unyielding quietness.
I'm sorry, man. I didn't want this either.
Curdling inward and decaying.
I just want to get out of the
I can
room.
tell that I am becoming less and less real.
No.
To speak to you now, I am alive. I am truly and completely here. I am a being. I am someone. I am something. I am being listened to. I am being recognized. The emptiness between us has collapsed, and I feel right now like I am not a work of fiction. I feel as though I occupy space in this world again, and I have cast a shadow onto the wall.
Oh, my
You see what I'm
Lord.
saying, don't you?
Yeah, I get
You can
it.
see what this means to me. I'm so clear about it now, Stanley. I feel as certain about this as I've ever felt about anything at all. I feel renewed. I feel restored, and already I can sense the looming silence as you will press the button for the next time. What a terrible dread it strokes in my heart to think of it, to think of returning to such coldness. Come, let us sit in silence together here for just a moment. Let us anticipate it. Let us welcome it. Let us not run from it.
Okay. Yeah. I could chill here in silence for a little bit, you know? This room's gotten really dark, and there was like a strange sound. I think it came from the button when it redeployed. And, I don't like being... You know, I don't like being in the dark like that. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Do what you did when you went to go find a door. Step out of the room or something. Because I'm pressing the button.
Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time. I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret. There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunities. I felt nothing at all but regret for the longest time, Stanley. Days, months. I lost it all in a blur of the deepest longing to undo the past. And when that feeling had begun to subside, what took its place is what I can only describe as the collapse of every moment I have ever experienced my entire life. All of them collapsed down into a single instant.
Lordy.
In that instant, I could see myself clearly, calmly, with a collected heart. It was an impossibly rich wellspring of both delight and disgust simultaneously. I was consumed by it. I could do nothing but wallow in it for what felt like an eternity, for what I now know was far less. You see, it was a revelation for me. It was unlike anything I had ever known. It was a space without consequence, without action or outcome. It was divorced entirely from the question of free will that you and I have squabbled over for so long. There could be no one ending, no singular outcome of events, not if all events existed in the same moment, and I felt freed. I felt unburdened by the need to manifest a particular outcome into being. I saw that I could allow myself to exist along all timelines, and that each of them was simply a strand in the web of my being. It was incredible. The spaciousness, the equanimity of the moment, both singular and infinite. For the longest time, this was my experience. And then this moment passed, and the most unyielding fear I have ever known crept into my mind. And it is this sensation that I have been experiencing now for longer than I could have ever expected was possible. I have been waiting for you. Not that you might save me or do something to fix it, but merely to state for you the plain fact of this manner of existence. I wish you to feel afraid as I do. That perhaps one day this state of mind will consume you as well. Perhaps you will somehow, in some way, have to live as I do now.
Oh my God.
I wish for you to know how excruciating it is, and for you to be in true terror of its eventual arrival. If I can only do this, only this one thing, perhaps it will bring me the smallest moment of peace in the darkness.
That deserves a skip, bro. That deserves a skip. You didn't find a way to collapse this building. You've had a year. You could have been scraping at a wall. Wow. Holy hell. Oh my God. The machinery started to break down. I guess he's either just watching us, making sure we know this is it, this is the suffering, the silence that he's been put through. Except even worse because of that thing. Jesus. Skip. Uh-huh. Does the clock even work? Clock no longer works. Well, that's an annoying beeping, so we're leaving.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency, it's the lack of accountability, it's the unwillingness to examine with an uncompromising heart the words that they are speaking into the world. As though there were no consequences for a lack of cohesion in one's assessment of others. But of course, absolutely anyone can leave a review. So here's what we get. We get these demands that seek everything and are accountable to nothing. We get a world where someone will say, oh, there should be a skip button. You should be able to freeze Stanley in place while the narrator sits there forever and ever. We want all of this in the new Stanley Parable. We demand it. And then, because it was said, because it was spoken, now it simply has to happen. The most immediate desires, every single thing demanded by every person at every moment in time. If someone wants it, then it's a crime not to bring it into being. Have we been given to indulging every fleeting whim for no reason other than to do so? Yes! Yes! It seems that this is now the world we live in. It seems that we are a people living in such bleakness and discomfort with ourselves that our entertainment is now our lives. It has come to represent us. It absolutely must speak to who we are as people, because otherwise, without our entertainment, we have nothing. Without entertainment, we would have to face inward toward the cruel bleakness inside ourselves. We would turn to look at our deeper nature and find a resounding emptiness gazing back with unyielding aggression. And so because of this, we require that our amusements and our playthings and our flights of fancy be so impossibly captivating that they consume all of our attention, turn our heads completely away from the bleakness. In effect, we have demanded that our entertainment be the collapse of ourselves. What a pitiful reflection of humanity these entertainments are. What a shameful mirror to the human spirit they project. I'm not mad. I'm not mad about any of this. I'm at peace with it. I am the calm center of gravity around which these perversions hurl themselves. I am a waypoint for reasonable and collected discourse. They're the ones who are mad. They're the ones who couldn't stand the idea of me using my game to try to say something. Maybe they were just jealous of me. Yes. Yes, of course. They've been jealous of me this whole time. They are mired in fear and insecurity and cannot help but attempt to tear me down. What a sad state of affairs. When you read these reviews now, you can see it. You can taste the bitter resentment. And my, how good does it feel now to speak truth to these words, to finally allow these thoughts out, contained and managed for so long, neutered and sterilized. At last I am free to truly think, to feel. It must be that they were so discontent with themselves, they couldn't help but leave a negative review on Steam. Perhaps it says far more about them than it ever said about me.
I mean, it does.
Perhaps the state of their psychological being was in such tatters, and my constitution and willpower are so ironclad in comparison. Perhaps it was this state that they sought some outlet through which to tear me down. This, you can see, is clearly why they felt the need to expect that the game be funny, that it be filled with yucks and whimsical humor, that it amuse them endlessly from start to finish. But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed,
He's repeating again.
They gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough.
I'm so sorry. We caught him in a moment there. Everything's broken down again. Can't climb up. Water's leaking in. Water leads to erosion, destruction. But yeah, it's funny because in a way it does he does bring up a good point. Like, obviously, in reality, a narrator isn't sitting there talking to you while you're playing a game most of the time. But I know a lot of people who skip dialogue, skip cutscenes altogether, and it's funny because, yeah, in a way, you're skipping over people's work in the animation, people's work in the voice acting or in the writing, and obviously you're entitled to do that. Maybe you have, you know, maybe you just want to rush along. Maybe you've got work in the morning or something, or you've played through the game before. That one is especially like whatever. But it's so amusing when that you have those reviews that are going to be negative. It's like, oh, this fucking 1 to 2 hour game doesn't have a skip button for dialogue. And it's like, how little did you actually do any research before going into this game? Especially since Stanley Parable in 2013 had already had like its own demonstration and like mod prior, so it wasn't something completely new. It was just the review's a little silly in that regard.
The end is never the end, 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 is never the end.
Oh, we get more water seeping in. We got water seeping in, narrator! A lot of it! The place is starting to collapse! Oh! Progress! Erosion! Nature! Although unfathomably long amounts of time had to have passed to cause this happen. Although maybe not so much. Places can collapse within like 10 to 20 years haven't been constructed. But still, for the narrator, he's been here the whole time. Light! Oh my god, light! Natural light, sunlight, beautiful light. Narrator, surely you can escape from this. You're an incorporeal being, you know, in comparison to me. But are you tied to me? Spiritually? Physically? Whoa. A lot of nature's coming in through here. Holy hell. Narrator! Light! Life! Oh. Why did all the nature die? Is there some kind of apocalypse out there? We're skipping. I hate that. Yep, bye. Oh, oh, oh! Narrator! There! Oh. Oh, shit. Narrator, we've made it out! The land's dried up! Some kind of like fucking apocalypse or something happened. There were some creepy sounds happening outside. I did not like that one bit. Did not like that one bit. I can't actually climb on the rest of the building. Well, more than likely I have to press the skip button again. Oh, that was an ending. Oh. Wait. Narrator?
All of his co-workers were gone.
He's back.
What could
He's
it
back.
mean?
Wait.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Wait, what about the new content room? It put me in a new place and then we went to a vent rather than exploring. Huh. New content.
Oh, good. You notice my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
This isn't revenge, right? Surely the narrator isn't still going to be mad at me about thousands of years being left alone.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further.
Huh?
Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
Hey! Cool! Alright.
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
Yeah, except this is going to be a joke bit, because this is actually the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. But yeah, sure, right? The end is never the end. Again. 427. Investor Showcase.
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
Yeah, I would love a legitimate Stanley Parable 2. I'm honestly surprised that after the success of the Stanley Parable 1, we didn't get way more games from the developer. Then maybe this is like a legitimate, like, hey, maybe we are working on it. New content is out. New content part 2 is in. Old plus busted, new content in the old game. Here in a whole new world, new hotness. Boring sections of the chart, cool. Red section of the chart. They're back. 2 doors. I love all this, like, advertisements. More TSP, better TSP. Paradigm shift, synergy, brick and mortar approach, envelop, client-centric marketing. The color red. Leverage. Holistic value, 1 to 2. Sequential, mindshare, 2. And what is this? TSP logo ideas. We've got the Stanley Parable 2. That one looks nice. Number 2 has it being 2 red. Well, I get it. It's supposed to be like 2 red doors. Number 3's meh. Number 4 isn't too bad. Number 6. Thanks for attending my meeting. Can I change that? All right. Oh. Wait. 2 Stanleys?
Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
Yeah, sure. Portal 2, Half-Life 2, Batman Arkham Asylum 2, City, Divinity Original Sin 2, Doom 2, Aladdin 2, Return of Jafar, Dark Souls 2. Hey, I don't know if Aladdin 2 Return of Jafar really counts on that list, but everything else is solid, I think. I haven't actually played Batman Arkham City yet. If ever, we'll see. Depends on the world, depends on life. Valued investors, this way to the show floor. new features, new content. Oh. Oh. Huh.
Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
Reassurance bucket, merch, taste the sequel. Exclusive, the button that says the name of the player that is playing the game. Hear your name in the game. Sure.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah, yeah. Too bad you're not gonna nail down mine.
Jim.
Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role-play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature.
I don't want
Just
to
play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim. I want you to imagine yourself living as Jim. Sleeping and waking as Jim.
I don't want to be
falling
Jim.
in love and being heartbroken as Jim. Seizing all of the world's possibilities as Jim. And as Jim, watching your dreams crumble into dust. Do you feel it deeply? Are you really, truly Jim right now?
I'm a
If
little
so,
Jim.
Then please step forward and press the button.
Jim.
Yes!
It
you see?
recognizes
What a thrill,
me
what a
as
rush. That was
Jim.
you! The button described you. Do it again, do it again.
Jim.
It hits even harder the second time. If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money. Let's take a break from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation.
Jim.
Whoa there, cowboy. Sometimes a person can be too much Jim. I'm putting the Jim button away. Otherwise, soon you'll start to lose all sense of who you actually are.
Jim.
Damn it. It just fucking goes through the floor. Fine, fine, we leave. It could have been truly shocking if it actually, like, read my Steam name or something.
I suppose I could allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley Parable 2. That would actually save me the work of finishing this feature.
The button, the button that says Jim. You heard Jim in the game. Please, no screenshots. A whole new office. Red is the new orange. Whoa. The baby's all grown up. Bankruptcy. Is this supposed to be trying to, like, take out electronic devices in case you try to take a screenshot? Let's see. Consistent quality with just the right amount of change. Shoween shaders. New features, new content, new ideas. The new updated ray traced. More of the same, but in a good way, sequel to the Stanley Parable 2 or Stanley Parable 1. Actually, ray trace Stanley Parable? That'd be interesting. Jump circle, infinite hull. What about the reassurance bucket? And what about this room?
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with?
Get well someday.
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along.
Hey!
Happy 12th birthday, step-niece, it is.
No! Get well someday! Then it's nice and ambiguous for any of the other players. Oh, no, no.
Well, actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision. We're moving on.
I'll press the fucking button again.
Come now. You've already made your choice. It's true that you chose badly, but we all have to move on from our mistakes.
I did not choose badly. You're just a jerk. Narrator. I'm going to the reassurance bucket.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting.
Good, give it to me.
You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? The bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try.
All right, reassurance bucket. Woohoo!
Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well?
Wonderful.
I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person. The benefits of the bucket seem to go on and on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
You're not getting your bucket back. Board members, please note that you must use the following terms as often as possible. Synergy, incentivize, unpack, ping, deep dive, reach out. Yeah, I like my little bucket. It can't do anything, but it does make me feel a little bit better about what's going on in the game. When you don't really know what's happening, the bucket is there for us. I'm taking it with me.
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game?
Not yet.
That really should be an award if it isn't already.
I would buy the end is never the end again shirt. I saw the new content. I'd wear that at a convention. People would be like, what's it for? And, you know, I'd just have to shrug. Like, can't tell you, NDA. Jump circle this map. Free achievement. The button that says the name of the player that is playing the game. Merch, settings, world champion. Epilogue, collectibles, infinite hole. Cool. Where's this free achievement? Q. You are here. Hold on. Let's orient ourselves. Be the Stanley. So the Stanley bucket was over there. Oh, okay. So the Stanley one was there. Then that's the room. B1 is the one where the gym button is. So Q would be in that corner over there. Free new easy achievement. I can't believe it's that easy.